Alright. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back with the Big LiuLi Cup 2024 end-of-year finals played here at the start of 2025. In case you're wondering, what? This is from last year? No. Carrying the season over into early the next year, something which they regularly do. Sliced on Gaming's MAXPAX in the top right side of the map. And of course, Gaming Gladiator's SHIN in the bottom left. SHIN, a very powerful Zerg player. And it looks like he's going to go for a 14 Overlord. No extractor trick to get up to 15. He's been doing this for a long time. And he does build an extra drone. Does he build one more? If he sees no probe, he might build one more drone. He does. No, he doesn't. Sorry. Because I went to his camera, it changed the colors around for a second. No, he goes for a 15 hatchery and then starts building more drones afterwards, making sure he can't be blocked. However, MAXPAX has actually gone for a no scout build. Now, interestingly, MAXPAX is not a fan of the gas first. You might be wondering, why is he not a fan of the gas first? I keep saying I'm going to ask him and I keep forgetting. Guys in the Twitch chat, please remind me after this game. I'll shoot him a DM. Because I'm like, if you're not going to scout, I feel like you just mine a bit more gas there while those two probes are sitting around. It just seems like a winning way to do it. Interestingly, he's also pulled a worker off. No, he hasn't pulled a worker off. He's just doing the mineral trick. You could see the number was going down to 15 whenever he gives the guys a move command. But there we go. Nexus goes down, goes over to build a Cybercore. And he is going to go for a very standard opening. No Cybercore scout either. Yeah. Oh, chat's pointed out against the storm. I mean, that's not really a real-time strategy, is it? But I've heard it's so much fun. My friend who recommends me only really good games, which I never play until a year after he recommends them. Can you guys remind me that at the end of this game as well against the Storm? Maybe we'll cover some of that next week as well during the Steam RTS Fest. Going to be covering a lot of games from, about January 20th, I believe, through January 27th. It's basically just a Steam sale on RTS titles, and we'll be covering a lot of those on the stream. Putting up some YouTube videos as well on the main channel, the Pigstarcraft channel, when we come across something that's particularly cool. Obviously not necessarily focused on like a StarCraft-like hardcore competitive RTS, but just different RTS games, different types, and there's been a lot of very fun indie RTS titles I've really enjoyed in the last few years. All right, we'll get the Adept coming forward. All right, third Queen comes out for SHIN. Third Hatchery's already down. Lings are waiting for the Adept to leave, but the Adept does not leave. The Overlord doesn't really know this, though, does he? So he's just kind of chilling. 6 Lings waiting. He really wants... Okay, he sees the Adept move through the middle, and now he goes in. Interesting. But the second Adept's going to pop. Look at this timing. MAXPAX doesn't leave any holes. Not a single hole. Oh, wait, the Adept does get surrounded. Oh, no. He can't be letting that get surrounded. Oh, he barely slips away there. Those Lings coming in at a very dangerous moment in the game, but great micro so far for MAXPAX to handle it. He's going to send both Adepts home just in case he is getting all in, because he knows he needs to reestablish wall control. He's going to send one Adept into the main, the other one, oh, great probe pullback micro. And the first Oracle's here as well. You've got energy recharge, so it's super worth just turning the laser on to make sure these Zerglings get dealt with. But Ling speed does finish, which means, of course, it's going to take a bit more time on that Oracle to get over there. Oracle both turns off its laser and gets energy recharged. And now we're going to escort to the third base. And this is one of these things. Protoss players are just so safe with securing these quick third bases these days. They say, send the Oracle, send the Adept, guard the probe, don't leave any opportunities to delay this. And that's forcing Zergs to be more defensive than ever. More drones coming out. No drones rallied to the third just yet. You're going to notice he stacks them up in the natural, in the main a little bit. And he's only going to move over there as the Spore finishes and the Queens move out to intercept. Cancels a drone that was about to pop, builds an Evo with another to save it. Oracle flies into the main, gets himself a drone. Takes a few hits from the Spore, but that's okay. Doesn't really take too much damage. And MAXPAX, got to be careful, mate. Throws away a few hit points on that Oracle, being a little lazy. Oracle comes in, he's looking for the rally of drones. That's the big opening always. It's always the rally of drones that players are looking for. The Oracle came in on the south side as well. Took a few more hits there. Was distracting the Queens, allowing a few more to go down. I think he killed one drone with this Oracle when it came back in, but he is taking a lot of damage. Forge and Twilight goes down into 4 more gateways, so that's going to be straight to 6 gates for MAXPAX. Interesting. Okay. Is he just going to say, I killed 4 drones on 4 Zerglings? I'm going to go? I think we might just see him lean into a blink pressure. Going for 6 gates so early, I think he might just lean into a blink pressure. Even build a gateway on the front, potentially. Gets a few creep tumors there on the left. Gets another drone on the rally. You got to guard that rally point. And I think we've got to look at Shin's vision. Shin is lacking maybe an Overlord out here and an Overlord up the top left would be really useful. Because notice he's got 2 Overlords just sitting in his main, doing nothing. Overlord sitting here, doing nothing. He could have had a much better ring of vision, especially since MAXPAX almost never builds Phoenix or Void Ray. Ling's coming in. Not able to kill the Stalkers. Good positioning. Oracle revelates the Zerglings. Lairs coming in as well as a 4th hatchery for Shin. That's a quick 4th hatchery. Melee's on the way. No Roach Warren just yet. Looks like he's going to try and go straight to Hydra's. Problem with doing that is you're still minutes away. And guess what? 6 gate blinks coming in. 6 gate blink. Stalkers warping in. The move out will happen at any moment. MAXPAX is going to take 6 gases, but he's going to move forward as well. Yeah, with these 2 Stalkers, he'll march across the map and start assaulting the Zerg position. And which angle does he go for? Does he know about the 4th? He doesn't know about the 4th, so he might just attack into the 3rd base here. Ling run by, though. I like that move for Shin. Shield battery and 2 Adepts, though. He's so ready for it. MAXPAX not leaving any openings right now. Adept in the natural wall as well. This is definitely not hero playing Protoss. You can tell by that Adept being on hold position. It's almost like this guy uses separate control groups. Twilight Council into Templar Archives now coming in. Does need a few more pylons, does MAXPAX. He does a very good job of kind of getting close to being supply blocked the entire time, and he goes for a mini pylon wall next to the Nexus. Overseer comes in, sees the Robo starting. Hydrogen and Infestation Pit are both coming down. Shin trying to play that mass Zergling 6 Queen game of 66 drones. And you know, Stalkers do come forward. Stasis Trap lands. Oracle turns on the laser. Stalker's doing pretty well, cleaning up already a lot of Zerglings. MAXPAX has not lost a unit this game. 29 Zerglings, 5 drones have gone down. Storm is on the way as well. MAXPAX, his win condition is late game. Get to late game, Shin's not great at late game, number 1. Number 2, you are very good at late game recently. MAXPAX has shown he's excellent in this matchup past a certain point. And of course, with the Mothership being buffed, it's probably better than ever. Tempest being 1 less supply. Even though they didn't end up getting the kind of movement attack point buff, which makes them a bit easier to move and shoot, still very good. Pig, if you liked playing Age of Billions, they are billions, you may like Diplomacy is not an option. That's on my list already, actually. Sounds like a very good game. Yeah. No, I love They Are Billions. I thought They Are Billions was one of my favorite kind of different, very different style of RTSs. Some people say it's not a real RTS, but you know, it is. It's just, well, it's everyone has different ideas about what RTS means. This is the thing is, there's a lot of hardcore gamers who will be like, it's not, I'm like, it's real time in their strategy. Like it is technically a real time strategy game. It's not a classic RTS. I think if you guys find yourself getting angry and shouting about what is and isn't an RTS, go watch Grubby's video about that. About like, I think it was like, why are RTS games not good anymore or something? Or what is an RTS? I can't remember the exact title, but I think he broke down the different categories a bit so people can think about it a bit better. So it's not just people shouting, this is RTS. No, this is RTS. Because the conversation around it was pretty low IQ for a while there. Nice Storms coming down. Those Lings are getting shredded, dude. Storms wreck Ling Hydra. Lurkers are here just in time, but these Lings haven't found any counterattack damage. Cannons going up on the bases as well. It feels like now easily transitioning a second Stargate Fleet Beacon behind Immortal production the way you're supposed to do it. Oh, so many Protoss players try to rush into Stargate way too early. Not MAXPAX. This man's made of sterner stuff. Now, 1-1 upgrades are done for Shin. I love to see that. Too many players go +2 melee, but of course the range upgrades are more important. Stalkers are just going to blink on these Lurkers. Dude, without any Roach Hydra to support. He's relied too much on Zerglings. They've all been cleared by Storm. He's finally cleaning up the Southern Adept Zealot counterattack, but the Lurkers are getting wrecked right now. MAXPAX using his positioning so very well, but as the Hydras come forward, he starts to pull back. If he could save the High Templar, that would be nice. One of those fancy Oracle units does go down. That Stalker should pull back from the high ground, but MAXPAX not watching. Hydra manages to get the clear. Prism goes into the main. The Zealots are there, guys. Looks like the Zealot Prism pulls back to the right. 2 spines on the right defend. Hydraling in the main defends. He pokes the north, but the Lurker Queen defends. Very good defense on that last wave for Shin. He's still down 2,000. The resources lost. Zealots overwhelm the Spine Crawler, though. And one has to wonder, how do you get out of this cage as Shin? You've got Tempest coming out. You've already got an Immortal on the field with more building. The fact that MAXPAX goes for that Immortal production with his Storm as he transitions to Skytor, so much more solid than most players. And oh my god, his eyeballs are on point. Instant spots the Nidus Worm in the back of his main, warps in Zealots, shuts it down. And of course, he can rally his Stargates, his Tempest to go clean that Overseer up to limit the ability to do that in the future. Stalker's pulling back. Nice Storm goes down on the Zerglings. Oracle pulls back as well. I would consider a Fleet Beacon at 8 minutes pretty early. I would as well, but when you're MAXPAX and you've got straight to 4 base 80 probes, and you're actually prioritizing all the other things first, it's more about order rather than timing, right? It's more about are we doing the other steps first? It's all about the correct order. So don't obsess over those timestamps. You just make sure you've ticked off your shopping list. You've got all the core items. Did you buy your cooking oil? Did you buy your rice? You get your milk? You know, you buy your meat and veg? Okay, now you can go buy some chocolate. You could buy some ice cream. But too many Protoss players, they're at 115 supply, no Robo even started, and they're like, you know what I need? I need a Fleet Beacon and a 2nd and 3rd Stargate. And I'm like, do you really need that right now? You need to skip Robo entirely? You know, I'm like, this is like watching an 18-year-old who's moved out of home buying groceries for the first time, and it's like the most bachelor stuff you've ever seen. You're like, Pop-Tarts, ice cream, jar of Nutella, 1 apple, because he's like, yeah, I kind of like apples, I guess. He buys like 1 apple as like the pity fruit/vegetable thing, and then just buys like a few steaks or something. I don't know. It's just like the most random hodgepodge ever. You know, you're like, you gotta get the basis of your diet in there first, man. But now though, Shin's looking cornered. Protoss players are very good at this stage of the game, and I think with how much he's traded while taking up, while being untouched at home, this is the worst case scenario for Shin. Just couldn't get anything done in this game. MAXPAX opening is so solid. And MAXPAX shuts the door on any Zerg opportunities. Going Hive against MAXPAX perhaps is a mistake, but I think Shin, you know, he felt like he needed to do something special, cut a corner, skip the Roach Horn, just go Lings into Lurkers. And we saw that the unsupported Lurkers really struggle to deal with the Protoss mobility. And even though Lurkers do hard counter Stalker Storm, if you just have 2 Lurkers on their own, you Revelate, you blink on them, you take them out. And it just means Shin has just been bleeding units out, unable to support those Lurkers with a more mobile force. GG, Shin taps out there. Very nice. Game 1 for MAXPAX. Alright. Sidestorm Gaming's MAXPAX in the bottom right side of the map. Shin in the bottom left. Looks like Shin's going to go for that 14. Oh no, he's going to go 15 Overlord, is he? Oh my, he's changing it up. Now I wonder if this is just a 15-15 or if it's 15 Overlord, 16 Hatchery. Big thank you, Barry, gifting a sub and activating a high train there. Appreciate it. Thanks, mate. Alright, guys. So we got... Yeah, he's going to send a drone down. But he has his lava selected, so he's going to build 1 more drone here when he sees no probe. Yes? No? No, it is a 15. Yeah, he's just doing a 15-15. So he'll do another extractor trick, build another drone, and then do the Overlord. All right, so this is just a 15-15, guys. I don't think Shin has learnt the 15 Overlord yet, even though Lambo said, hey, he's the original 14 Overlord guy. Shin's been experimenting with something similar to the 15 Overlord for a long time. So shout out to Shin for finding a very efficient early game. If you're interested in Age of Darkness, it's now on Giga sale, says Pathosum. Okay, very interesting. I think I already have it. I think they gave me a code a while ago and I never got around to playing it. So we'll make it up to the devs. We'll play some this week for the RTS Fest and check it out. I think they're an Aussie company. I think they're from Queensland, if memory serves. So kind of a... There's so many good strategy games out there as well that I actually haven't played. Going to get back to trying a lot of those over the coming weeks because I feel that's been the funnest part of the last year, has been covering different strategy games, trying them out, just seeing the contrasts with StarCraft. You know, StarCraft is so much better than so many games in certain ways, but then other games just have different awesome things that StarCraft can simply not deliver. So it's good to see that range. Ooh, we forgot to send our probe back. MAXPAX playing blind opening 2 games in a row is kind of wild, but I guess he just knows that 12 pool is such a low percentage build. And perhaps he's gotten so good at just pulling all of his probes and defending, even if it's a 12 pool, that he's able to come out on top, even with a no-skill build. Either way, I love that he's gambling a bit, if not. And I think gambling and kind of saying, hey, I'm not only a really good macro player who plays the same thing every game, but I'm capable of playing all sorts of different styles. It's a good way to mix things up. I already see the drones go down there. Depth's coming out. Stargate started. The Overlord's pulling up to the right. So he's opened up the hole in a moment. This last drone will be able to. Got it. It does take a while, man. 4 mineral trips at that distance takes a little bit. But you'll be able to get down there and start that third hatch soon. He goes third queen before third hatchery. Are we not going to take that third hatchery, Shin? He's going Ling speed. I guess because he's played 15-15 and Ling speed, your third hatchery does get quite delayed. Hey. They're based in Melbourne, the Age of Darkness, guys. Ah, okay, cool, cool. Void Ray first. MAXPAX changing it up. It's good on this map to try and clean up overlords on the south side. Limit the vision of your opponent. Now, Shin has not snuck his overlord around the side. I think the first place you want to check on this map is actually back here. Like, I guess he's sending the overlord for... Oh, because he wants to try to get overlords on the other side, then come back and clean these overlords up that won't have anywhere to escape to. Dep doesn't get any kills just yet. Just forced a Spore Trick, I believe. Or actually, that was the Extractor Tricks from the early game. Never mind. Alright, Spore Crawler in the main. Don't actually need a Spore versus Void Ray first, but because he didn't have any scouting, he doesn't know. And this probe will see that Overlord there. Shin, let's see how quickly Shin pulls... He sees the third. Let's see how quickly he pulls back his Overlords from the Void Ray. So he sees it. He immediately... Oh, look at that! Okay. Okay, so check this, guys. This guy, he pulls back, but this guy, he actually runs down here to the corner because he knows it's not going to be able to get home in time. So he's trying to hide it. And this one, he's like, well, you know this is here. I'm just going to send it in for a scout before it dies. But look at that. Void Ray's already getting a second Overlord. He finds it. Good snatch there for MAXPAX. Oh, MAXPAX has played really well. Also, I think his Oracle may have spotted that Overlord. So he could loop around to get that one as well. Oracle grabs 2 drones. Nice play. 2 Overlords and 2 drones already. Void Ray opening super paying off here for MAXPAX. Shin, normally one of the guys who can take down MAXPAX, but having bad starts like this is rough. Luckily, though, 7 more drones in production. He's got a Spore up in the main and the natural, so he's safe against the follow-ups. And that Void Ray, of course, is going to head back for more free kills. Shin, he's starting a Lair, he's starting a Roach Horn. He needs to hold down the Overlord key. If he doesn't build 2 or 3 more Overlords soon, he's going to be very supply blocked. I guess he's just squeezing out as many drones as he can first. And then he's saying, yeah, okay, now that you're going to supply block me, now is when I'll start building Overlords. I wonder if MAXPAX noticed that one down the bottom with his Oracle. If he noticed this and finds that as well... No, he didn't. He sends it back to the middle. Fair enough. What? Shin's thinking about the gold base, 4th base, guys. Wow, 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 wow. Dangerous 4th base. MAXPAX finds it straight away. Shuts it down. Wow. Okay, that's... Yeah, it's a bit risky. I mean, if you get double gas and the gold, and then you can control the watchtower as well, like, it's pretty cool, but... Do you think he goes Roach Swarmhost, guys? I feel like you could maybe try to Roach Queen Swarmhost, push the bottom, and siege the main with Locusts. It's an option. It is an option. You usually need a good start to get across there. Void Ray's going to pull away. Queen's going to come down. Trying to push that Void Ray back. Spire in the back of the main base as well. Evo Chamber does start up. We've got the double gas up on top of the 3rd base. It is 6 gateways right now. Zergling's running forward. Having a bit of a poke around the Stalker. Oracle is there, though. Easy defense. Doesn't even have to turn the Oracle on to scare them away. Now, Mutalisk is not what I was expecting on this map at all, guys. Can they be good? I mean, generally, yeah, Mutas are a good unit. There's a lot of dead space around the back on this map. Scouts sees a pretty standard setup. He's going to go Infestation behind it, though. But with no Evo, I don't like the Infestation here. I think there's no reason to go Hive behind Mutas unless you've already got an... Okay, no, he does have an Evo, sorry, +1 range, just only now started. Sees the Robo Star and the Templar Archives on the way. He knows that MAXPAX is set up for a late game. No big timing attack coming out of MAXPAX. It is going to be probably a Lurker transition behind the Mutalisks, but with only 6 gases, that's going to be awkward to pull off. Lings do find the top right side. Easy deny on that attempt to take the Nexus. Only shows a few Zerglings for now. And that's kind of good, because then if a few Zealots warp in and go up, you can surround them and get the kills as well. Gold base already being denied. How many units you got? 32 Zerglings, 6 Roaches? Is that enough to fight this? I feel like you never want to fight into Protoss Fronton because of stasis traps. Counterattacks really are the way. If he can swarm that base, he could do really well. Void Ray forces a few Queens down the bottom. That hatchery taking a fair bit of damage. Stalker's warping in on the top. MAXPAX is going to take the central base. The gold base getting very low. MAXPAX Going to take care of that. Very nicely done. Bottom base does get deflected, though. The gold base coming up for Shin. That will have the double gas. Hydroden comes up behind. No hive just yet. Only 7 Mutalisks. So it's a mini wave of Mutalisks, a distraction wave, and then Shin's just going to try and play a lurker game behind that. Lings cancel the 4th base, which is a nice move. He gets the probe, runs away. Stalkers, though, are going to push in. No respect right now for MAXPAX. No respect at all. Gets the Evo. Denies the +1 range. That's a big pick-off. Did he see the Mutalisks as well? I'm not sure if he did. The Mutalisks were just popping as those Stalkers were in there. Don't know if he noticed it. He's trying to pull back from the ground army. The Stalkers are still pushing. No defense in the main. Lings on the 4th base. Zealots warping out there to help defend, which means there's nothing to defend the Mutas in the main. The Void Ray almost gets a Mutalisk, but it does get taken out. Zerglings are getting cleaned up by the Stalkers over there. Stalker warping. Massive. Actually, I think that was a recall. Yeah, it was a recall. Stalkers recall in the main. And with the blink style, these Mutas, I mean, they can keep the opponent pinned, but they can't kill too much. He already lost 1 Mutalisk, so 5 left. Just enough to one-shot probes. Adept runs away from the tower and immediately goes straight back to it. We'll clean up the Zergling sent out. They're very annoying for Shin to have to keep replacing this. Shin, though, double gas on that base. That's nice. He's got the gold. He's got the 8 gas. And there's no Skytoss transition this time. The 4th base has been delayed this time. And it's just Archon, Storm, Zealot, Stalker. A Warp Prism is coming in. He will build Observers and then Immortals after that. MAXPAX little supply block to 141. Probes are going to go down. 1 probe falls to the Mutas on their first wave. He could easily click more of these. His Mutas not really being microed right now. Shin leaving money on the table right now. Poor defense for MAXPAX, but not a good execution for Shin. Idling those Mutas. He's got to be crisper than that if he's going to take down MAXPAX here, man. Remember, 1 more game, MAXPAX wins this series. Lots of Roach Hydra coming forward. Lurkers are there. The delay on +1 range is freaking ludicrous. That Stalker snipe up the ramp, something Shin was not expecting. It's coming forward with the Hydra. Muscular Augments, Seismic Spines, +1 range as well. Zealots running around that top left side. Stalker Storm Archon there in the middle. Prism on the south is going to try to warp in. We've got a Zergling frozen on that base, giving vision. The Zealot counter on the natural is what I'm most worried about for Shin, because he's kind of pinned by the Storm Archon Stalker. It's not a great army for MAXPAX, but it's good enough to just keep him occupied, and then the Zealots are going to run in on the left. So many Zealots. Dude, is he going to deny +1 range again? Oh no, if he denies that again, that'll be crazy. Stalkers, Storms, and Archons still skirmishing on the front, keeping him occupied. That Evo Chamber in the radiant points. The Zealots, he's going to click on it. Of course, he's going to click on it. He realizes +1 range, gets denied again. And Shin is in upgrade purgatory. He's just unable to get the upgrades. He also isn't able to split enough units to deal with it. The Stalker Storm finds the gold-based MAXPAX army movement is ridiculous, man. He's so good at rotating his army and taking advantage of the immobility of those Lurkers. The early Lurkers just don't seem to be enough to handle what he's got. The Lurker gets blinked on, he gets taken down. More Zealots running the left. The single Lurker struggling so hard to deal with this. Mutas come back trying to fight Archons. Guys, when Mutas have to fight Archons, it's like sending a small child to fight a burglar. Not even a burglar, a home invader with a machete. It does not go well for the 7-year-old who you tell to go kick him in the shins. The Spinecrawler's taking out the Stalkers, but the gold base falls. And you might think, well, this army's toasted, isn't it? No, it's only a few Hydras, number 1. Number 2, they don't even have +1. Number 3, the Zealots in the natural continuing to kill the Morphing Lurkers and the drones. And these Stalkers didn't even get overwhelmed on the right side. MAXPAX absolutely wiping the floor with Shin in this series. It's only a best of 3. But he's run away with it. He had good openings, great Oracle pressure, and I think we see how much of a slippery slope PvZ can be if you take a bit of damage early, and then the Protoss just, you know, does everything correctly from there. Maybe your Ling run buys don't quite find that much. Yeah, you delayed the 4th. You didn't really find any good value, and the units lost tab 6,000 in favor of MAXPAX. That's absolutely brutal. +3 weapons on the way. Immortal production, 2nd and 3rd Stargate, Tempests, Mothership. 4th base fully mining on gas, 80 probes against 65 drones as MAXPAX takes a 5th base in the top. Oh, look at that. Even 2. These are what I call D-bag Stalkers, guys. Their job is just to be as annoying as possible behind the gold minerals. Zealots are in the natural, and they're like, oh, wait, I forgot. We killed the natural. Here is where you blink across the minerals. Ah, he's not watching. He's too busy focusing at home. Stasis Trap, Tempests, Archons, and Storms. You might be wondering, why the hell does he GG there? What? Was he actually dead? He was completely dead. I'll show you guys. This is not a good army. He eats a Storm there. He has a few Hydras, a few Lurkers, a couple Roaches. Protoss units are more than enough for it on the ground already. Maybe not more than enough, but like similarly matched. And then the moment he realizes, oh, you've already got Tempest sieging me, like, what am I going to do? Run home to my 3-base economy, except my 3rd's dead. He knew he was screwed. MAXPAX gets the 2-0 in a dominating display of PvZ prowess.